This chapter will be studying about the strings, so we'll how to work on with the strings and how to work on the string formatting and manipulating the strings so that we can effectively show it to the standard output. So basically, standard output used in Python is a print statement. Print statements are used to show the whatever data types or the whatever string operator along with the data it has to the terminals. So yeah, so the string formatting basically works on it's called as format specifier. So before that, as we have seen before, print is a method which is used to call the std out. So that means whatever you have, you write into it, so it will be displayed in the on the std out, and you can also override the print statements, but that's what it does. Print basically takes whatever input you have given and gives it to the std out. So it also has a intelligent enough to identify what type it is and display accordingly. So normally we would be inserting displaying the string along with formatted data, so that we are going to look into right now. As you can see, there are a lot of these are the format specifier that we'll be using along with the strings whenever you want to manipulate some data types inside the string. So we'll be using these format specifier. So percentage for the string by default, percentage d for the integer, percentage f for the float, and this for octal, hexa, and exponential. There are a lot of other uh, format specifier also available. And so when we run it, so this is just a hello world. So when we start using the format specifier along with this, what happens is, so if you want to inside the string we have all the string characters, and you want to put a decimal, or sorry, integer, what you can do, you can put a format specifier, and you in outside in the tuple you can give out the integer and the combination in the same order which you have specified the format specifier. That means you have 18 2 and the string specified in this tuple. This would be sequentially executed along with percentage d would display 18, this percentage d would display 2, and this would display string. And if there is f, that's a float, it would display the float value. If it's octal, it would convert that 18 into octal string. So we can execute this, yeah. See, and if it's a hexa, it would convert to hexa. If it's exponential, it would convert. So basically it performs all the operations which is required to basically convert that data type to the whatever data type we have specified in the format specifier. Yeah, so there are a couple of other examples of for specifiers, format specifiers. Yeah, so other thing is that there is something called as justification. So along with the format specifier, we can add some integer value here, so that becomes a justification value. So if you want your text to look at the rightmost, so if you want, you have a text of, say we have a one character x. So as you can see here, we have a character x, and we want that character x to be placed right justified after 9 spaces. So how you do is, you basically have put an integer of value 10 and say you have to be whenever there is a positive integer, it's right justified, and whenever there is a negative integer, it's less justified. So let's run it and see more clearly. So here this is right justified, it will be put at the rightmost corner, and here it will be put at the leftmost corner. After that, followed by 9 other digits, and then we will insert the pipeline character. And other format specifiers hacks are, you can have a decimal character. So when you have you can specify a number of decimal places. So you have the decimals with the 4 digits, so you can say 0.2 and say you can limit that to only 2 decimal places, and you can combine this with the justification as well, it would work. And if you had a 0 before the integer, it basically appends with those zeros, make it a little more complicated. This is how you format specify with some other um, tweaks with the format specifier. This works for justification and also decimal number places. Okay, so other thing about string has a lot of methods. So if you do a multiplication operation on a string, basically it replicates that particular string rather than multiplying it to its ASCII value. This is just like a tuple or list where you multiply any character. It would basically multiply that many elements inside the tuple. And so it has other operations such as capitalize, make it upper, make it smaller. So you can basically convert a string into whatever you want. So these are a lot of, so it so these are already implemented in Python by the libraries or in the string object. So, and also you can have your own object for the string. So you can define your own prototype. You can so it's like that flexible in Python to do whatever you want with the string object. And string also has other operations such as find, ends with, starts with. So it would give either true or false for all this. Here there's a len operation, and it says the string starts with this L and so there are 3 L's. So this is okay. So this is for there are 3 L's. This is for basically count. We have count number of L instances and number of bold instances here. And there are a lot of other functions you can look into the string prototype for string object in Python. And there is comparison operations as well, just like an integer comparison. So this basically computes the integer ASCII value of it and then tries to do a comparison. So here BBC is obviously greater than this, and this is actually equal to this. If you write less than, this would fail because BBC is not less than this. So, and also you can have an in operation. In operation basically checks that if this is a substring of this bigger string. So, and next, so accessing a part of a string. So accessing part of string is same as we'll be discussing about in tuple. So you can use a slice operation. So you can use the indexing operation to get the particular value of the string. So if there is a S, and if it has 1 2 3 4 5 6 as a string, and if you say S of 0, it would give out 1 here, and S of -1 is nothing but it would give out from the end. And similarly we have len operations. So to display from here, you can say minus len. What it does is it gives out the first character here. That means it has gone to the first and it will print out the first. -1 will return the last one, as we discussed here. And there is a slicing operation. Slicing operation is basically if you want to get the substring of the string, you say you want a string from 0 to 3rd index, that's the 2nd index, you will get ABC out here, and this is from the 6th index up till the 7th index. You will get the so I think this is gonna give you the null, as there is no 6th index over here. There is only up to a 4th index over here. So we'll get up to 0 1 2, that's ABC for this. So, and other things to discuss in strings are actually immutable, just like tuple, which we will study later in the data structure. String is also data structure which is immutable. That means you will not be able to edit its contents. So just to give an example, so let's launch a Python. So let's say a string I have this ABC. So I can get the value ABC of S of 0 with ABC. So S of 0 basically gives the first index, but if I want to replace that S of 0, say with the D, it can't be done because str object does not support the assignment. That means whenever there is no support for the assignment, it means it's immutable. You won't be able to edit a string. So you will be obviously able to read it. You will be able to replace some character and assign it to different uh, variable, just like we are doing it here. If you can run it here, the replace works fine. But the thing is, when we try to assign something to this second index, it gives an error saying again str object doesn't support item assignment. So this immutability is a feature of tuple and the string in data structure of Python. So that's one of the features to make it, that particular string and a tuple, distinct from list, which is an array in Python. Yeah, so all we studied is the string formatting, specify some of the methods which are used in string, and how do we compare strings, and how do we access, and how we made it immutable, how it is immutable. And this is all about the basic of strings that we all need to know to dig deeper in the future.